Tragedy in a small town.
In a small town, as you said. Thank you very much, Martin Savage. Appreciate reporting. Great reporting there. I want to bring in now Stephen McIntosh. He is suing Marksville law enforcement, claiming they used excessive force on him. Also with him tonight is his attorney, Edmund Jordan. Gentlemen, I really appreciate you joining us tonight. So let's get right to it. Good evening to you, Stephen McIntosh. I want you to take me back to 2013. You were leaving a citywide 4th of July celebration. Tell me what happened.
As I was leaving the parade, I stopped by where another friend was to talk with him for a while, and then all of a sudden me and my friend heard a loud commotion, so we walked over to where the commotion was, and as we was walking over, I seen a young guy from my neighborhood that they had arrested and had him down on the ground. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the cops come out of nowhere shooting pepper spray and stuff and telling people to leave. So in the process, I was leaving. I dropped my keys and I was going to pick up my keys, and the officer told me to leave. So I said, I dropped my keys and I'm trying to leave. And all of a sudden he just threw my keys, and the officer told me to leave. So I said, I dropped my keys and I'm trying to leave. And all of a sudden he just threw me down on the ground and handcuffed me, and another cop came and they jumped on me. Before long, it was 3 or 4 of them on me. They
Tell me about your injuries, because we have photographs of this photograph, and you have an injury to your head. What injuries do you say you sustained?
When Officer Stafford had shot pepper spray in my face with some, like a gun, he shot pepper spray while I was handcuffed on the ground on my stomach.
Mm-hmm. You were charged with resisting arrest, and officers Derek Stafford and Norris Greenhouse Jr. were 2 of the officers who were involved. Did you know why you were being arrested? Did they tell you?
No, I didn't.
And they didn't say anything?
No.
Did you
They
have...
never told me I was under arrest or nothing. They just...
Go ahead.
They never told me I was under arrest. They just handcuffed me and stuff. And that was it.
Mr. McIntosh, did you have any prior history with Officer Stafford or Greenhouse?
No.
So when you heard the story of the shooting that Officer Stafford and Greenhouse were involved in with 6-year-old Jeremy Martis and his father, Chris Few, what did you think?
I was real shocked about the situation. But, you know, being that the guys they were, you know, you would expect something like that.
What are people saying there about that shooting? How do people feel about it in the community?
A lot of people that's upset about it. Wondering why the 6-year-old got shot.
Go on. They want changes? What?
Do they want changes?
Who they want changes? Who they want changes?
Do people there want things to change when it comes to the police department and when it comes to the way police interact with the community?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Mr. Jordan, to you now, what did you think when you realized that this case is the one that involves Jerry Martis and his father involved 2 of the same officers that you were already dealing with?
You know, first of all, I want to give my condolences to the Martis family and the Few family for their loss. You know, Don, I was surprised in a sense, because there's a distinction certainly between tasing somebody and pepper spraying them, as egregious as that is for no reason at all, and shooting a car 18 times. But on one hand, I really wasn't that surprised, because in our case, we could see that there's a total lack of training in this department. So from that standpoint, this is just a further example of the lack of training. This is just a further example of the lack of training that this department has displayed.
So I will ask you then, having answered it that way, with the allegations like the ones in your case, the cases that you have, and some of the others that are surfacing now after this one, what things could the department have done differently?
Well, first of all, I mean, they could do better training with these officers, Don. And in the case of Mr. McIntosh, and the kid he was talking about, that's another client of mine. That's part of the Greenhouse family. They're related to this officer that has been arrested. Even in that case, Don, I think you've seen those pictures. They threw this young man down. They beat him up for no reason at all. This kid was 14 years old and didn't even search him for a weapon, which he had none, and didn't even search him for a cell phone. The photos that you saw that I sent to you showed the kid handcuffed with his camera phone, showed the kid handcuffed with his camera phone, taking a selfie of the injuries that he had. I mean, it's just no excuse for the lack of training that this department has.
Well, Edmund Jordan, I appreciate Edmund. I'm from Louisiana. Edmund reached out to my family, and that's how we got in touch, and I thank you. And I also thank Mr. McIntosh as well. Please keep us updated. We appreciate you coming on and giving us context to the stories that are happening there.
Well,
and go ahead.
I thank you, Don. And I just want to make one comment, Don. In our case, they did not have body cameras. In this case, they did, and I just think it shows the need on the local, state, and federal level that we need body cameras. There's some good officers out there, and they don't mind having body cameras, but just for instances like this, I think we definitely need them.
Yeah, and this one, the dash cam video, the body camera video, I should say, is not being released at this point because, and we can't do a Freedom of Information Act a request for it because Louisiana is not a sunshine state, so we won't know until this goes to trial, until this video